Hi, Smarties. Welcome back to the hallway classroom. Welcome, Super Smarties. Let the learning begin with Super Teacher. Okay, so we're going to change up the calendar again. We're going to do fill in the blank, and then this time I pre-programmed some math. So while I'm working, kind of be figuring out, in your smart brain, what you think it is we're going to be doing together. So let's start again with the information that we already know. Before we start with what today is, let's start with what yesterday was. So when I come down, I can see that my word cards were holding the day of yesterday, the name of the day of yesterday, which was Thursday. So I know that yesterday was Thursday. I just have to be able to find where on my board it says yesterday was. Now this is T, so process of elimination. I'm going to eliminate that without even reading anything else because I see a T. And I know yesterday starts with a Y. When I come down here, I see a T, I see a T. So just by looking at the first letter of the first word of each of those sentences, which will be complete when we're all finished, I can eliminate 3 of them immediately. And now I know yesterday was. I'm also following the pattern because every time I write, I put the past on the top in that sentence frame, the set of sentences. Then I put the current day, the present in the middle, and then I put the future at the bottom. So by following 2 strategies, one, looking at the first letter of the first word of a complete sentence, I can eliminate 3 of them. But by also remembering that my mathematical pattern for writing is the past, the present, the future, I could even eliminate the bottom 2 without even having to look up at the top one because I know that one is for the day today. Alright, so yesterday was Thursday. And I can put this up here, and I can use it as a ready reference until I completely have it in my smart brain without any support. If I put it here, it's very close to where I'm writing, and it's easier to transfer the information down rather than pull it from a chart across or sound it out using my smart brain. And sometimes I'm going to use that strategy because I want you to see the strategy, but today I'm using this one. So I take what I already know, I'm going to program that in. Yesterday was Thursday. So I'm going to start by making a face space. I'm going to put a capital T-H. Then I'm going to put U-R-S. U-R-S. And I know the chunk of day. D-A-Y. I'm going to put a stopping mark, just a period. Remember, this is the thumb, and this is the of turkey. Oh, my turkeys are getting very scary. No one will eat that one for Thanksgiving. And this is the of spider. See the difference? U-R and turkey, just how we spell it. E-R at the end of spider. And here's another chunk, yes. If we can write yesterday with the group over and over and over, we can just eliminate all the rest of the letters and write yes all by ourselves. And day, we've seen that so many times and written it so many times that when you're journaling or notebooking or when you just want to write a sentence, day is something you very easily could program in and spell accurately, because it should be starting to live in automaticity in your brain because we've done it over and over and over and over. That's called repetition. And repetition is how we build automaticity as long as we're repeating it correctly. So now again, I'm going to take what I know, plug it in to a smart chart over here Thursday. And I know that if yesterday was Thursday in my pattern, I'm going to come down to the next day on this chart. So I'm coming down to the next day. I know today is Friday. So I'm going to find it on my smart cards. know it starts with an F. Let's see. Let's see if the next word is. Ready? Are there any other days of the week that start with an F? Nope. So we automatically know that since these are days of the week, this is my matching game. R, now let me see if I can remember how to spell it. Capital F-R, fry. Oh, remember it's not the Y like sizzle, sizzle, fry. It's an I. Fry. And I know days. D-A-Y. D-A-Y. The crowd goes wild. Well, your mom and dad will be your crowd and they'll go wild. So now I'm going to come to the next day. Today is Friday. I need a face space. Capital F-R-I-D-A-Y. And punctuation, just a stopping mark. Period. Remember, proper nouns are always capitalized. Proper nouns are names of people, names of states and towns, and names of days of the week. So tomorrow, yesterday was Thursday, today is Friday, then I come down one more. Tomorrow will be Sat-er-day. 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 3 syllables. So I'm going to do the first syllable. Sat. S-at. Sat. Okay, let's see if the next day is Saturday. Now what's tricky about this one is there are 2 S days. Okay, this could be Saturday because I see an S, but it also could be what day? Sunday, the other weekend day. Apple. So is it Sunday? No, Sat. So what do you expect to see next? When you hear the sound of T, what do you expect to see? A T. Sat. Now this is the sound. Of spider or of turkey? You are. Of turkey. You are. And Saturday. D-A-Y. So now I have a support. But I think I want to sound this one out, and then I'll check it. S-at. S-at. Sat. Capital S, at. A-T. Of turkey. I can hear the R, but I have to have a vowel in front of it. You are of turkey. I can see the turkey. See the waddle. You are. And I'm correct. It's a good idea to check it in your smart brain first, and then check it to Smart Source. This is a Smart Source. The reason it's a Smart Source is because I know it's spelled correctly. So if I reference the Smart Source and I checked it in my brain, if what I see in my brain on the back of my eyelids like a TV screen matches what I see on the Smart Source, then I know I'm bing, 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 correct. And eventually, I won't even need to check a Smart Source because my Smart Source will be my own smart brain. Remember, smart is what you are, but it's also what you can become. You've not yet arrived. Keep traveling. Smart is a destination, but it's also a journey. Stay the course. Every day you have a chance to make smart choices, and some days we don't always do that, so we have to self-correct. Saturday. Sometimes parents have to help us correct. Teachers. Police officers. Don't get that far, okay? Put a stopping mark, just a telling sentence at the end. Now I'm going to move my Smart Source down, and I'm going to transfer the information that I had down here up there. Today is not Thursday, because that's the first sentence, and I see a was. So when I tracked it across, I caught the was, and I went, oh, no, not Thursday. Today is Friday. Capital F R I D A Y, comma, because remember I'm going to put more information. March, so I'm going to add March. I have to check to make sure I have the right date since I'm not writing it every day at school. Capital N A R C H, R of star, of chair, 27. I put a 2 in the tens place. I put a 7 in the ones place. 27. I was trying to fit there, and I don't think I put enough space in there. And I don't need to put a space here because I'm sweeping back and I'm writing 2020. I put a 2 in the tens place. It's not the tens place. It's the thousands place. Let's try again. I put a 2 in the thousands place. I put a 0 in the hundreds place. I put a 2 in the tens place. I put a 0 in the ones place. 2020 or 2020. I keep getting confused because when you write 20 in the thousands place and the hundreds place, and then you write a 20 in the tens place and the ones place, my brain keeps wanting to jump to the tens and ones. 2020. Hey, that's a what? Anything that has a unit that is set that then repeats itself is called a, drumroll please, pattern. Pretty cool. Now I just need to stop this sentence because I'm finished with all my words and numbers. Today is Friday, March 27th, 2020. Now I'm going to use my parentheses and I'm going to write the word that means instead of. Instead of writing instead of, which is 2 words, and they're really long, they take up a lot of space, I won't have room for my numbers. So I'm just going to say or. I could write this way, or I could just use numbers, and it's January, February, March. 3, I'm going to use a dash like I'd use a comma to separate the information, and I'm going to come up here and reference 27. I put a 2 in the tens place. I put a 7 in the ones place, 27. Now I can put a 2 in the tens place because I'm not going to write the thousands place because I'm going to eliminate it because we know it's the year and we're in this 2000s. I put a 2 in the tens place. I put a 0 in the ones place. 20. I'm going to close my parentheses. Now, if you look down here, I have sets of numbers. So there's basically 4 places I'm using numbers. And I have a number, and then a space, and then another number. Number in a space, and another number, number in a space, and another number. So I'm going to do the same kind of activity here. But here I have a series of numbers. 6, 3, 9, 1, 5. And what I'm going to try and do with these numbers is I'm going to try and put them in order. Here what I'm going to look at is which one is larger or greater than, and which one is smaller or less than. And then I'm going to use this little guy. It's called the hungry duck. Some people use an alligator, but I use a duck. So he's called stick duck. So here's stick duck. There's a little leg. And stick duck is trying to build his body. And what he does is he always eats the bigger number. And no matter what he eats, he never seems to get any bigger than a stick. This is not a stick. Or it's not just a stick. It's a stick duck. So we want to feed stick duck. And the greater than less than sign doesn't have any teeth. So a duck doesn't have any teeth. So I like that. Okay, so we're going to use a little stick duck. Remember, stick duck looks for the bigger number, and he opens his mouth to the larger number or the greater number because he's so hungry he wants to eat whatever's bigger. Now when he gets to 2 numbers that are the same, so confused. He puts his little mouth back and forth and 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 back and forth, and you can't tell which way his mouth is opening. And it looks like this. See? The 2 sides of his mouth. equally open to both sides because he doesn't know what to eat. We call that the equal sign. Alright, so let's try it out. First of all, I want to figure out which of these is greater and which of these is less. Okay, so the smallest number in the count sequence that I see here, I start with 0, but I don't see a 0. And then 1. I do see a 1, so I'm going to put my 1 right here, because this is the smallest number in this count sequence. And there's some are missing because 0 is not there. Now let me look for 2. I don't see 2 either. So I'm going to jump over 2 and I'm going to go to the next higher number, and that's 1 more than 2, and the count sequence is 3. And I think I'm going to cross them out so I know that I've used them. And then here's 3. Now I want to look for the highest one, the highest number, the biggest number, the largest number. I know 1 is the smallest, 3 comes next, but what is the largest number? Which is bigger, more? 6 or 9 or 5? I'm going to count out loud because I'm not using a smart chart today. I'm just going to count out loud, so I'm going to listen as I say it and see which number I stop at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The last number I said in the count sequence is the largest number of all. 9 in this count sequence. It's not the largest number of all the numbers, but of the numbers that I'm given, that is the biggest one that's there. It's the most. So I'm going to put this on my last line. And then I'm going to cross it out. Now I have 2 numbers, and they sit right next to each other in the count sequence, but 1 comes first, and then 1 comes next. I don't see a 4, and I don't see an 8. So let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which did I say first? 5 or 6? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 came before 6. 6 has more fingers and thumbs, more digits, than 5 did. So I have to put the 5 next, and then the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the missing digits in the event that I need them here. Okay, I don't have a 3. I don't have a 2. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I have a 4. So I'm going to put a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I kind of have filled in all the missing numbers, so I have a reference, a ready reference for me to work with. And I could have, if I didn't have the mixed up numbers, I could have just made a number line or a strip with the numbers in numerical order. Remember, they always have to be in that correct order, otherwise it's going to confuse me knowing which one is greater, which one is smaller. And I'm trying to find which is larger, which is smaller. Now, all the digits that come to the left are smaller than all the digits and numbers that come to the right. So I'm looking for which ones come to the left, which ones come to the right. And Stick Duck is always going to eat the ones that go to the right. So whichever number is going that way, his mouth is going to open toward that bigger number. And he turns away from the smaller number. I don't want to eat you, you're not enough. So here I see the number of 7 and the number of 4. So I'm going to look over here. Here I see the 4, and here I see the 7. So which one is bigger? Which one goes further down the number line? Which one is further to the right? The 7. So I know it's larger. Even if I didn't know the values of them, I can see where they sit on the number line. So as a mathematician, we want to be strategic in how we figure out information. There's an accurate algorithm for figuring things out, but sometimes when we can't remember that, we can use kind of crutches and fall back on some other knowledge that we have to support whether our answer is correct or incorrect. And our goal is to be able to defend our answer. So even when we're little people, we can explain how we figured something out and why we chose the answer that we chose using logic and reasoning and our sixth sense, common sense. So Stick Duck is going to eat the 7, not the 4. So he doesn't always turn to the right, but he's going to eat the number that is furthest right. Understand what I'm saying? He's not always going to put his mouth to the right, because sometimes the bigger number is sitting on the left, so he has to open to the bigger number. But when I'm using my reference, he's always going to reach for what's more. And what's more on a number line is always going to get larger going to the right. An accurate number line. Now, if you do a descending number line, that would be different, but we're talking about ascending, getting bigger order. Alright, so here's the 7, and it kind of looks like a slant line, like an A turned sideways, slant, down to the right, and then slant down to the left. That's the symbol. But because he's a little duck, I'm going to add something just because it's fun. There he is, eating the bigger number. You're not going to add the rest of that. That's just silliness. And it's not the accurate math symbol. And you are a mathematician, so you don't need any silliness. You just need to show you're smart. All right, now let's look at the next one. Here is a 3, and here is a 10. Now, without even referencing a number line, here's another tip and trick. Any digit that is more than one digit, a double-digit number, will always be larger than a single-digit number. Once there's 2 digits, now automatically, without even knowing the names of the numbers or their value, I automatically would say, Stick Duck is so hungry, he's going to eat the double-digit number. He's going to turn away from the single-digit number. So this one we had to figure out which was greater. This one, we don't have to figure it out because our smart brain can say double digit is always more than single digit. This is single, it's a 3. But if I look on my chart to double check, I see the 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I said the 3 first in the count sequence and the 10 way later. Actually, it was the last one in that count sequence. So I know that my hungry duck is going to turn away from the 3 and eat the 10. So he opens his mouth, slant down, this time slant left, slant right, like a little dog. There he is, eating the 10. Now how we read this is 7 is greater than 4. And we say 3 is less than 10. Greater than, less than. Now I'm going to come over here, and I have 2 digits, 2 numbers that are exactly the same. That seems a little confusing, because what's Stick Duck going to eat? He's not even sure. He looks this way, he looks that way, he looks this way, he looks that way. He can't figure out which one is the greater number because they look like they're the same, because they are. So when he's going back and forth and can't figure it out, they both have an equal chance of being eaten. So we make an equal sign, line on the top, line on the bottom. Stick Duck isn't going to eat either of them because they're too confusing. So he's waiting to see which one is bigger. Neither of them are larger than the other. They're exactly the same, so he's not going to eat either of them. Excuse me. All right, let's read our board. Today is Friday, March 27th, 2020. Or 3-27-20. 7 is greater than 4. 3 is less than 10. 9 is equal to 9. 6, 3, 9, 1, 5. Mixed up and out of order. If we're going to put them in numerical order, we go from least to greatest, smallest to largest. 1, 3, 5, 6, 9. And if we fill in what's missing, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yesterday was Thursday. Today is Friday. Tomorrow will be Saturday. And I'll see you again on another video. So here's some love. Save it for later. And here's some pride. Put it inside. Feels good. Super teacher.